Hello, I'm an emperor. Let me tell you how we got here. The beginning. It all started with an endeavor to learn about these villagers and my arrival to their village. I began inspecting the place, and what I found...
Yep, foundational minor problems and a giant sinkhole. Uh, hmm. They've got some problems.
It was clear I'd have to stick around. Who knew what else these poor fools may have done had I not? They needed structure. They needed order. They needed something better than me.
This guy's clearly the king of the village right now. He's way higher up. I'll figure out who he is later. This is just a way better idea. That's a structural problem.
Taking control. Before we can fix this village, we must earn the trust of the people. Build a repertoire. And how I did that, you ask? I slept in this man's bed. Did I say earn trust? I meant establish dominance. I think it improved my standing, but I wish there was a way to visualize my dominance. Well, they have this crown lying around. Vacant, I assume? No question marks, just vacant, I assume. Because it is. And I will. I just hope whatever befell the last guy skips over me. But it was probably that sinkhole in the middle of town, so I'm probably safe. Hopefully. Where were we? Right, control. They say to control something, you must name it. So I've named the villagers. I thought, why beat around the bush? I know what I want. So here is Callum Nomenclator, both the first villager I named and thus own, and the man who will help me conquer this village by selling me name tags. I also built him this beautiful little library in desirable real estate, right in view of the town square. The economy. Sadly, it seems that I'll need to trade with him in order to obtain power. This forced me to enter the sugarcane industry.
Come on. Grow. Grow.
And the cow industry. This could take a while. In the meantime, I moved in with the man whose bed I stole while I planned my next moves. It's not a castle, but it's a start. It looks like I'm going to need to improve the lives of these people. Just a bit. Because due to the sinkhole, the permeation of water below the village, and my general laziness to go over there to mine means that we need a toolsmith and a weaponsmith. Upsettingly, this village is just full of cobblers. That's their name now, by the way. And these, as I learned through this adventure, nitwits who just do nothing. Like it's one farmer to 4 leather makers and 5 nitwits. This left me with just 2 options. One, I could use my extremely limited resources to try and expand the population. I simply break up their family business. For the good of the village / empire. For some reason, we're going with option 1. It almost felt like I was struck with some sort of conscience. Almost. Small side quest. I want a map of the village. So we're getting a cartographer. Limited resources, lack of people to fill jobs, doesn't matter. I want a map. Yes, this is when I learned that nitwits don't do anything. So I used one of our limited free men to take the job. And also, the village apparently always had an armourer. He just refused to work until I'd removed the bricks from above his furnace. We're ahead of schedule. Expanding the town. I used up much of the town's resources on a new building, the Villager Barracks. A new building designed solely to house a large number of villagers. Up to 12, if I could work it right. And thanks to the principle of build it and they will come, they shall come flocking in. And with only a little bit of help, they came trickling in. And thanks to the principle of beggars can't be choosers, I can't complain. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I turn the first new villager into a farmer and speed up the process a bit? I'm wondering that too, watching it back. It feels obvious. But I trust that I had a logic in choosing to focus on the weaponsmith first. Somehow. But the second workstation I built was a second farm, so checkmate. My third attempt to expand the population, and thus my control over the village simultaneously, was a stroke of genius. I built a church where they can worship me. It looked a bit better when I first designed the door, to be honest. And again, we really did not have the resources to build this all out of stone. The underside of the mountain is our only source, and now it looks like this. But at least looks kind of nice inside, and we have a place for the cleric when we finally get a brewing stand. Then I learned that for whatever reason, they still aren't filling up the villager barracks as quickly as I'd hoped. I don't know exactly what the problem was, but I just chose to build a new barracks. If it works, it works. Callum Nomenclator has, in the meantime, been leveled up. I gave him a workplace, a house, a purpose even. So I hope he'll repay my kindness. That's not very nice. Do you know what I've done for you? Although I guess I can't be that mad. I was a little worried that he wouldn't trade name tags at all. So I suppose he repaid me a little bit. Oh, and I built a barn. Yeah, we can move on from that. Conquest. I began to get concerned. I'd been ruling this place for weeks now. And what I have to show for it? Large infrastructure projects, diversified economy, low unemployment. It was all nothing in the face of the empire I wanted to build. We needed something new. So I travelled the seas and found our first.
There he is. The man who controls this place. Ha! Ha! Ooh, and it's becoming night. Huh! Huh! That was a bad shot. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh. There he is, the coward. Ha! 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 Nope, nope. Yeah. Come over here. Never thought of tower tactics, did he? My win is absolute. Oh, I am so good at this. And some loot for back home. Oh, plunder. Plunder. Yes.
It was a struggle, but showed the supremacy of what I can now confidently call Evermore. I got a brewing stand, a renewable source of iron, and an ever-growing hunger for the next. Name tag progress remains slow. My control over these people remains a fraying sense of superiority. The barn is ugly. What do I do? The Nether. While searching for my first conquest, I discovered the Nether, a place filled with riches that I needed to take, but filled with disproportionate danger in the form of pigmen and ghasts. I would explore this realm, but I needed a base of operations first, so I carefully entered to build the first home in a different realm. And then, I just had to get 2 fortunate souls to start this grand colony. I decided on a farmer, who I named Clyde, as that would help the long-term expansion of the colony, and a nitwit, who I named Evelyn, because I didn't really need another worker to populate the colony. And now that I've got them both here, Clyde disappeared. Great. 2 fortunate souls that I've named Evelyn and Clyde. Some disobedience, as we call it, caused me to retrieve the bell from another village to use in the colony. But now, with a growing base of operations, a currency of gold which is most easily attainable one way, the next steps have become clear.